Well, once again, I'm calling from Peru.
Oh,
I'm an
excellent.
expatriate here in Peru.
Excellent. All right.
And I called before and I took your advice about my attempts to protect the local fruit vendors from the municipal domination they were suffering. And it really worked out well. Instead of trying to play tug of war, I used my camera. And hey, Ian, thank you.
So what happened?
Really,
I mean, you're going to
thank
have to recap briefly what exactly was going on, because I don't even remember all the details.
Well, there's a big movement in Peru to get people into what they like to call the formal economy. The economy where you pay for a license and you pay taxes, and people from the city come by every day and collect a few cents from you for just being there.
Mm-hmm.
Or where you can simply harvest your crop, put a wheelbarrow in your truck, come down to the city, sell a whole bunch of it at wholesale and sell a little bit at retail and make some walking around money.
Okay.
Basically, which I think is a really great aspect. I get beautiful fresh fruit all year long. I prefer to buy from them, and I think that their ability to sell that kind of fruit on the street is a true expression of a free agora.
Sure. Anybody who can sell stuff without asking government permission, they're in the agora, they're in the market, the free market.
Yep.
Exactly. And even more important than that, I think, is that people have access to the market and they feel and they see that they have upward mobility.
So what happened with bureaucrats coming down, you with a video camera? What exactly transpired there?
Well, before I would play tug of war with them, and you kind of warned me on a previous call, hey, look, you're going to get your ass kicked by the police. And I did.
Okay.
And so I decided that probably the videotaping would be the best idea.
And you're recording, just to be clear, your video recording what? The police trying to extract, or bureaucrats trying to extract funds from these roadside fruit vendors?
Exactly. Okay. And then also they have, supposedly under the law here, if you're a public employee, you must identify yourself.
All right.
To anyone who asks. So what I've been doing is I've just been approaching anyone who has a public job in Peru must identify themselves to a member of the public.
Okay. And I presume that there's also some semblance of freedom of the press there, because in a lot of places, you might not even be able to record government bureaucrats.
Well, there's freedom of the press here, but the press is owned by one company.
Let's hear more about that, if you don't mind. Stand by, N. Thomas. He's with us here from Peru. On the line on Skype, and you can join us there as well. The Skype username is lrn.fm, and Callan Diggs is here from Reaching the Finish Line. Just spent like a year and a half in Mexico, so I'm wondering if you can weigh in here as well. More coming up. Free Talk Live. Back to here, we've got a gentleman on the line in Peru. And Callan Diggs, by the way, in the studio with us here tonight, special guest host from reachingthefinishline.com. You've spent some time expatriating. You've been in Mexico for about a year and a half. You did a quick visit down to Peru. So let's bring N. Thomas back on here. N. Thomas, you wanted to come to the aid of some of the fruit vendors that you'll see on the side of the road there in Peru, who've been harassed and threatened by government bureaucrats, or people claiming to be government bureaucrats who are extracting money from these folks for the privilege of being able to be on the side of the road selling fruit, fresh fruit. And you decided you wanted to help with that. You got into some hot water with the police and ultimately decided that you wanted to take a different approach, which was to record video of these these harassments or these attempted extractions. And you were telling us more about that, so go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like your advice and watching Cop Walk and stuff like that really kind of showed that sometimes shame really is a powerful motivator. My last video that I posted on Twitter, you can see it on the stream for Municipalidad de Lima and Municipalidad de Puente Piedra in Peru. If you look at both of those places, you can see that I simply walked up to the guy and said, hey, are you proud of what you just did? Do you feel happy about that? Because what they had done was a woman with a 3-year-old child was selling hard-boiled quail eggs, a popular street dish here in Peru, and quite delicious. I enjoy them often. And he ran her off. And And I know for a fact that what she did is she had to pay money to rent the cart. She had to buy the eggs and get water and all of that and get out on the street, boil the eggs up fresh and show them off to the people. And now all her money was gone. So how is she going to support that child?
You say you're in Lima, right, in Thomas?
Exactly.
Yeah. It was so interesting. I've spent a little time in Peru, but I lived in South America for 9 months, in Ecuador, and then Mexico. So a good portion of Latin America. And what I found that is a lot of these big cities like Lima and South Mexico City, they're very, very into government regulation, into controlling how people make money. But when you go outside of these huge metro areas, like maybe smaller Mexican cities or Panamanian, Peruvian cities, so like less than 100,000 people, like down there in those type of Latin American countries, it's literally a free market. It's literally like you can just set up a business and you won't have no government intervention.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is like that. The problem is that they try to enforce their will and their domination on people, and I've seen it where people have attempted to start a business of some kind, and their very first contact with the government is when guys with guns show up to tell them, "Hey, you can't have a business." But you're right. Outside of the big metropolitan areas, you are free.